They threw her out of her own home, but they didn't know her father would fight back. Thrown out of her own home by the people she trusted most, her husband stood silent, her mother-in-law changed the locks, and everything her father sacrificed seemed lost. But what they didn't expect was a father who would not give up.
Hello, my friends. I am here to tell you a story from a small town in Ohio. It's about a girl named Emily who cried many tears, but those tears turned into something like gold in the end. It is a true tale of hurt, strength, and justice. If you are watching this video, please like, subscribe to the channel, and tell me in the comments where you're watching my folktale story from. I want to know how far it has traveled. In a quiet kitchen in rural Ohio, Emily sat at the old oak table, her eyes full of tears. She was 32 with soft brown hair and a kind face, but now it was red from crying. Her dad, Tom, 62 years old, with grey hair and blue eyes that showed his worry, listened to her on the phone. "Dad, Mark threw me out," she said. "His mom, Ruth, said I'm not good enough. They changed the locks on our house, the one you helped buy." Tom felt his heart break. Emily had married Mark 5 years ago. He was tall, with dark hair, but now he let his mom do this. Ruth was the mean one, always looking down on Emily. Tom hugged the phone. "We'll fix this," he said. But then there was a knock. It was Ruth at the door, smiling like she won. What did she want? Tom opened the door slow. Ruth walked in like she owned the place. She was 55, with short blonde hair and a sharp face that looked mean. "Your daughter is lazy, Tom," she said. "Mark deserves better. We're keeping the house. It's in our name." Tom stood tall, his hand steady, even though he was mad inside. "What about the money I loaned for the down payment?" he asked. Ruth laughed. "That was a gift. No papers to prove it." Tom felt the pain deep. His savings were gone, and Emily had no home. He offered her coffee to keep her talking. Ruth said, "We're doing business with the house." Tom saw she planned to sell it for money. He stayed calm. As Ruth left, Tom went to his drawer and found an old receipt. It showed the loan. "This is proof," he whispered. But his phone rang. It was Emily again, crying more. Tom drove his old truck to Emily's motel room. She opened the door, her eyes puffy. "Dad, how could Mark do this?" she asked. Tom hugged her tight. He was strong from farm work, even at his age. "Look at this receipt," he said. "It proves the money was a loan." Emily's face lit up a little. They sat and talked. Ruth had always been mean, calling Emily small-town trash. Tom said, "We'll fight the right way." But Emily told him Mark signed secret papers. Tom felt angry, but stayed calm. "God will help us," he said. As they talked, Tom's phone buzzed. It was Mark, wanting to meet. He sounded nervous. "Okay," Tom said, but inside, he wondered what Mark would say. They met at a diner the next day. Mark sat there, looking down. He had a clean face, but seemed scared. "Dad-in-law, Mom's right," he said. "Emily and I are done." Tom asked, "What about family?" Mark didn't look up. "Mom handles it all." Tom mentioned the receipt. Mark got mad. "That's old." But Tom saw guilt in Mark's eyes. He knew it was wrong. Tom paid for the coffee and left. On the drive home, he saw Ruth talking to a real estate man at the house. Selling so soon? Tom thought. He parked and watched. Ruth smiled big at the man. Tom knew he had to stop this. Tom walked up to Ruth outside the house. "Planning to sell?" he asked. Ruth turned, her eyes cold. "It's business, old man." Tom felt the hurt. This was Emily's home. "I have proof of the loan," he said. Ruth laughed. "Good luck in court." Tom walked away, but inside his strength grew. He remembered his late wife, who taught him to be fair. At home, he prayed quiet. Help us, Lord. The next day at church, his friend Bill whispered, I know about Ruth's old tricks. Bill was a retired lawyer with white hair and glasses. Tom listened close. What did Bill know? After church, Tom went to the basement with his friend Bill. Bill was old like Tom, with white hair and glasses. He pulled out some papers. Ruth has cheated people before, Bill said. She did fake loans to take their money. Tom nodded, feeling better from the church service. His faith made him strong. We need more proof, Bill said. Tom agreed. I know we can find it. The community felt like family now, backing him up. Tom thought of Emily and how hurt she was. He prayed silent thanks. But then his phone rang. It was Emily. Dad, Mark wants to talk, she said. He sounds scared. Tom wondered what Mark would say. Would he help or make things worse? Emily met Mark at the park. Tom waited in his truck nearby, watching. Mark looked down, his hands shaking. Mom pushed me to do this, he said. I regret it now. Emily's eyes filled with hope. Then help us, she begged. Tell the truth. Mark paused, then whispered. Mom forged some signatures on the papers. Emily gasped. You knew? Mark nodded, ashamed. Tom felt mad, but glad for the truth. It was a big step. But then a car pulled up fast. It was Ruth. She jumped out, yelling at Mark. What are you doing here? Her face was red with anger. Emily stepped back scared. Tom got out of the truck quick. Ruth grabbed Mark's arm. Get in the car, she shouted. She glared at Emily. Stay away from us, or else. Tom walked up calm. No threats, Ruth, he said. Ruth turned to him. You are just an old farmer. Mind your business. Tom stayed steady. He pulled out his phone quiet and started recording. We want what's fair, he said. Ruth kept talking mean, not knowing about the phone. When she drove off with Mark, Tom stopped the recording. This is proof, he told Emily. She hugged him. Thanks, Dad. But then Bill called. Court date is set, Bill said, but Ruth has a surprise witness. Tom felt worry. Who was it? In the courtroom, everyone sat quiet. The judge looked serious. Ruth's witness, an old family friend, took the stand. The money was a gift, he lied. I saw it. Tom felt shock. The stakes were high now. Emily sat next to him, crying soft. Dad, what if we lose? She whispered. Tension filled the room. Tom stood up when it was his turn. Here is the receipt, he said. It showed the loan. The judge looked interested. It shook things up. Ruth looked mad. The judge said, we need more time for evidence. But Ruth smiled sly. She had hidden papers. What was she planning? Back home, Tom searched the attic. Dust made him cough, but he kept looking. He found a box of old emails printed out. One from Mark said, Thanks for the loan, Dad-in-law. Another showed Ruth's plan. We can flip the house for big money. Tom's eyes opened wide. This was the twist he needed. He called Bill. Look at this, he said. Bill read them. This could win the case, Bill said. Tom felt hope. But then his phone rang again. It was Ruth. I'll give you a small settlement, she said. She sounded desperate. Why was she scared now? Tom listened to Ruth on the phone. Take this small money, she said. Her voice shook a little. Tom said no. We want what's right. Ruth got mad and hung up. Emily looked at Tom. Dad, what if we lose everything? She asked. Tom hugged her. Have faith, he said. That Sunday at church, Tom prayed hard. Lord, give us strength, he whispered. The words made him feel better. His quiet strength came back. After service, people came up. We know Ruth, one said. She hurt us too. They shared stories of her mean tricks. Tom listened. The community was on his side now. But more people came with bad tales. What else had Ruth done? That evening, neighbors came to Tom's farm. They sat on the porch, drinking coffee. Ruth took my loan and never paid back, one man said. "She lied to me about a house," said another. Tom nodded. "She's doing it again." Then a woman pulled out her phone. "I have a recording," she said. In it, Ruth admitted cheating someone. Tom's eyes opened wide. This was big proof. He felt the power of friends helping. "Thank you all," he said. They promised to stand with him. But late that night, there was a knock. It was Mark, looking around, scared. "I need to tell you something," he whispered. Mark stepped inside, his face pale. "Mom has fake bank papers," he said. "She hid them to look innocent." Tom listened close. "This could help us win," he said. But Mark looked worried. "If she finds out I told you, I'm in big trouble." Tom put a hand on his shoulder. "I'll protect you," he promised. Mark nodded, a little better. They talked more about the papers. Tom felt hope growing. But then loud knocks came. It was the police. "We have a report of harassment," the officer said. Tom knew Ruth sent them. What would happen now? At the police station, Tom sat calm. The officer asked questions. "Ruth says you're bothering her," he said. Tom explained everything. "She's the one lying about the house." The officer listened. Then he smiled a little. "I know Ruth's ways," he said. "She's done this before." Tom felt relief. The officer let him go with no charge. "Be careful," he warned. It backfired on Ruth. She looked bad now. Tom went home and told Emily. She hugged him. "We're winning, Dad." But trial day came fast. Ruth walked in, looking sure of herself. What was her plan? The courtroom was full. The judge called order. Ruth stood up first. She showed papers. "These prove the house is ours," she said. They looked real, but Tom knew they were forged. The judge nodded slow. Emily whispered, "It's over, Dad." Tension filled Tom's chest. Everyone thought they lost. But Tom raised his hand. "I call Mark as a witness," he said. Mark walked in looking scared. The judge asked, "What do you know?" Mark paused long. Then he started talking. What would he say? Mark took a deep breath in the courtroom. Everyone watched quiet. "I saw Mom forge the papers," he said. His voice shook. Ruth jumped up. "You liar," she yelled. Her face was red. The judge banged the gavel. "Order!" Ruth's yell showed she was guilty. The judge looked at her hard. "This changes things," he said. Tom felt a big win coming. Emily squeezed his hand, tears in her eyes, but happy ones. The judge ruled. The house goes back to Emily and the loan must be paid. Ruth sat down, shocked, but she said, "I appeal." The fight wasn't over. What would she do next? During the appeal wait, more proof came. A town man found old records of Ruth's scams. "She did this to my family too," he said. Tom took it to Bill. Ruth sent mean letters trying to scare them. "Stop or else," one said. Emily felt afraid. "Dad, what if she hurts us?" Tom hugged her. "Community will help." Neighbors signed a paper asking the judge to stop Ruth. It went to court. Tom prayed every night, his faith strong. The judge saw the support. Emily found a bank paper showing Ruth hid money overseas. Emily showed Tom the paper. "Ruth has secret money," she said. It was from Mark's old files. It linked to more cheating. Bill smiled. "This is gold," he said. They filed it with the court. Ruth got the news and called Tom. "Please drop the case," she begged. Her voice was small now. Tom said, "No, justice first." Ruth cried on the phone. Tom felt pity but stayed firm. "You hurt too many," he said. She hung up sad. Emily asked, "Is it over?" Tom shook his head. "Not yet." Mark called. He was leaving Ruth for good. Mark came to Tom's farm. "I'm done with Mom," he said. "She lied to me too." He gave more papers. "These show her full plan." Tom looked at them. With Mark's help, they saw Ruth tricked town leaders. Bill said, "This goes to the police. Ruth might run." Authorities started looking into it. Tom felt the end near. He thanked God quiet. The community cheered when they heard. "You are a hero, Tom," one said. News came. Ruth was arrested. Ruth's arrest was on the local news. She looked small in handcuffs. Emily worried.
What if her friends come after us? Tom said, "We're safe now." The community stood strong, visiting with food and kind words. The case closed fully. All assets went back to Emily. She got the house and more. But at the hearing, Ruth tried one last trick. Ruth's arrest was on the news. She looked small and sad in the picture. Emily watched with Tom. "Dad, what if her friends get mad at us?" she asked. Tom said, "Don't worry, we're not alone." Neighbors heard and came over. They brought food and said kind words. "We're with you," one man said. Others nodded. The community made them feel safe. Tom thanked them all. His faith grew stronger from their help. Emily smiled a little. "This feels good," she said. But the final hearing came. Ruth sat there, ready with her last trick. What was it? In the hearing, Ruth stood up. "I'm innocent," she said. She showed fake papers for alibis. The judge looked at them. Emily held Tom's hand tight. "Not again," she whispered. But a neighbor stood up. "That's a lie," he said. "I saw her that day." He told the truth. The judge shook his head at Ruth. "Case closed," he said. All the assets went back to Emily, the house and money. Ruth hung her head. Emily looked at Tom. "We won," she said, but she worried. "How do we start over now?" Tom helped Emily with the money they got back. "Let's start a small business," he said. "A little store in town." Emily nodded. They fixed up a shop with fresh paint. Old friends came. "We want to invest," one said. They gave money to help. The store opened, selling baked goods and crafts. It did well fast. People came from everywhere. Emily smiled big. "This is our new start," she said. Tom felt proud. But then a letter came from jail. It was from Ruth, begging, "Please forgive me." Tom read the letter out loud. Ruth wrote she was sorry and humbled. "I lost everything," she said. Emily listened quiet. "I don't want to see her," she said. Tom nodded. "We forgive in our hearts," he said, "but we move on." They let it go. Life got better. The business grew. Tom helped in the shop sometimes. One evening, they planned a dinner to celebrate. Family and friends would come. But as they set the table, there was one last surprise waiting. At the dinner, the table was full of food. Community people came, honoring Tom and Emily. "You showed us how to stand strong," one said. Everyone clapped. Emily thanked them with tears, happy ones. Then the door opened. It was Mark. He looked changed, his eyes sorry. "I want to make things right," he said. The family talked long. They healed a little. Not all at once, but it started. The moral is clear. True strength comes from faith, community, and doing right, turning tears of pain into golden victories of justice and new beginnings. The story you have just heard is a beautiful American tale I heard long ago. I'm telling you to wake your mind to this lesson. Never give up when hurt comes. Stand with faith and good people, and you can turn bad times to good. If you were Tom, what would you do when the pain came? I want to know your opinion because every story is like a candle that can light the path for someone else. God bless you, and may courage guide your hands. Meanwhile, on the final screen, I am leaving you with one of the channel's most beloved folktales. I'm sure you'll love it. Thank you for staying with me until this moment.